Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to bring you a video all about our frequently asked questions in regards to moving to Mexico, driving into Mexico, traveling with pets, and all the other questions that we tend to get, in hopes that this will be helpful to those of you who are planning to drive down here to Mexico.
Yeah, and they've turned the camera around and show our viewers what we're looking at right now.
Here we are, the beach of Puerto Morelos.
All right guys, stick with us.
All right guys, so the first thing we are going to say is kind of a disclaimer. Don't take everything that we say as gold. Please, please, please do your own research.
Put the camera on, show.
We're gonna wait for a second until this boat gets settled.
Yeah, we're actually down on the at the beach on the main pier here, and this is where the boats come in to pick up for the snorkel tours and all the scuba, and any of the boats that come to pick you up for day trips, whatever, they all come right here. It's just a beautiful day. We figured we'd come down to the water.
So as I was saying, don't take our word for it. Please, please, please do your own research. Things change, especially with the state of the world right now. So please search the government sites, not just travel blogs, because again, they may be outdated. So with that disclaimer said, we are going to share our experience. Because we did an extensive amount of research on visas and car permits, because in Mexico, if you're coming in on a tourist visa and you're driving your own car, there is a permit that you need, and you have 180 days with your visa and this permit, and you have to leave the country with that car after 180 days, or you forfeit a deposit you put down, which is about $400 US.
400 US.
So again, do your research, because we did extensive amount of research, but not quite enough to find out that there is an inconspicuous building that you have to stop at to get your visas and your car permit. We made a huge mistake. If you want to hear the whole story, we'll link the video where we talked about that here, so that you can see our journey where we had to drive all the way back to the border, get all of our visas and permits, and drive all the way back after we had already made our way to Veracruz, which was, what, 2 days of driving from the border?
Yeah, 2 or 3 days from the border. Yeah, we were well into Mexico when we discovered we had really shot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah. So just to kind of summarize what's in that video, if you drive across the border, look for the office where you have to get your visas and your car permit. I'm telling you, it is not easy to find. In that video, we put a map as to where to find it in Reynosa.
Yeah, Reynosa.
But if you're crossing through any other border, I'm sure it's very similar, right? You're going to cross the border, because in Mexico, there is a free zone once you cross the border from the US into Mexico. And you don't need a visa or a car permit to be within that 20-kilometer safe zone, or whatever they call it. So when you cross the border, you're not getting all of these things. So you have to know to stop at this building, get your paperwork, and we'll drop in a little note where to find that in Reynosa. But any other border, you just have to do your research and find out where that is, because you don't want to cross that border and not have your permits, because you could possibly be detained, taken to jail, all these crazy things. It may or may not really happen. You know, they may just, you know, tell you to pay a certain amount of pesos and move along with your day, but you'll have to go back to the border and get it. So for us, it's not worth it to risk it. For some people, it might be. I don't know, but that's our story with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Another question we get a lot is in regards to traveling with pets. And I'll try to do this without crying, but it's already too late. We have very sad news. We lost Layla 2 weeks ago as of the recording of this video. It was a really hard day for both of us, and so it's going to be really hard to talk about this topic, but we will try to get through this.
And we'll be editing this.
Okay, now that we have composed ourselves, so one of the reasons that we decided to come to Mexico obviously, besides the fact that it's beautiful here in the Caribbean, is that we could take Layla here. There are no regulations around pets. We had paperwork just in case, showing her rabies vaccinations, any of the other vaccinations that you think that you would need, just in case. But there were no questions asked. In fact, when we crossed the border, they opened up the back seat, saw her in the back seat, and never asked a question about it. So the regulations are pretty non-existent, because a lot of countries you would have to quarantine your dog when you get them there, and that just doesn't happen here. So it's pretty easy.
Yeah. So if you go to the government websites, we remember researching all this, and they said, well, you got to have this paperwork and this, and they said that you had to have all the stuff. We were just like, okay, well, we'll just get it all. And we did. But our experience now has been that it's been absolutely pointless for us to get any of this paperwork. Like, we had to get a note from our vet saying that our dog doesn't have any known diseases or, any type of major illnesses and all things like that. But the reality of it is Layla's paperwork has never been brought up for questioning ever at any border crossing, at any vet we've taken her to, at anything. We've never had to declare her as part of our, as being in Mexico. Now, we drove, so being flying would be something completely different. Than we don't have any experience with that. But as far as just driving our dog into Mexico, has been absolutely eventless. It was like it just never happened. So that's been our experience. Really, really easy. And another thing is that Mexican people absolutely love their dogs here. Mexico is such a dog-friendly country. People are always out with their pets. They really treat their dogs like family here, and it's beautiful. So there's just dogs everywhere in Mexico. So it makes Don and I very happy.
We're probably known around town as the crazy Americans that want to pet everybody's dogs. Yep. Because we walk down the street and ask every single person, can we pet your dog? So that's us.
Yeah.
And if you are flying, there are totally different rules now with flying. You have to check the airline and see what they allow as far as flying with pets. But the regulations are very strict on that. So do your research on that.
Yeah. I'm checking my watch because the church bell's going off, and it's not like it's only 11:45, so I don't know why the church bells would be going off. Anyway, I can see it ringing from here, babe. Check it out.
Another frequently asked question that we get is in regards to health insurance, both car insurance and medical insurance. We may have touched on this in our cost of living video, but one of the things you have to understand is that if you're bringing a car from the States into Mexico, you have to keep both your U.S. insurance and you have to also get Mexican insurance. Because if you keep your car registered in the States, then you obviously have to keep it insured in the States. And then if you want any coverage when you're in Mexico, you have to get the Mexican insurance, because the United States insurance will not cover any claims that happen here. So we have very minimum liability coverage in the States, and we paid, I think, a little over $200 for a year worth of insurance here in Mexico. Yeah. Again, do your research. We just did research on a few different companies and looked at what they had to offer, what they covered, and made the best decision that we could at the time based on what was offered. Yeah, just like Don's saying, make sure you understand that whatever insurance you hold, the company you have back in the States will not acknowledge anything that happens to your car in Mexico. They're not even gonna have a conversation with you. So you're on your own. So that's why we have the Mexican car insurance, and it's relatively cheap. There's many companies out there. Do your homework, whatever plan suits you the best. And last thing about car insurance, I know we have some viewers in Canada. We have no idea what the situation there is in Canada. So again, do your own research with your own insurance company or other insurance companies and see what the situation is there for you guys, because we don't want to exclude you guys or lead you to believe that what we're saying is fact again. Yeah, again, everything that we're going to be talking about today is our experience. Regardless of what the internet tells you, it could be true, it could be false, I don't know. I'm just telling you what's really happening in our lives down here. So then we get a lot of questions about health insurance, and we have to be honest, we did not have health insurance in the US, so we don't have it here. And the cool thing, we've talked about this in other videos too, the healthcare here is so reasonably priced.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so inexpensive. We've had teeth cleanings. Greg got bit by a dog.
Fell downstairs.
We've had all these crazy things, and you know, ranges in $20 to $50, $60 for some of these services. So we felt like there would have been, because we did some research to look into travel insurance and health insurance for people traveling abroad and things like that, and we just figured, you know what, we'll save that money and we'll pay out of pocket for whatever we need, and that's been good for us. But again, you have to make the best decision for yourself. We're fairly healthy people, and aside from accidents, like, we don't need medications, and we don't go to the doctor regularly. When we get sick, we try to do everything possible to avoid going to the doctor. So that's just the way we live our lives. Again, you need to figure that all out for yourself.
Dawn and I have no underlying health issues. We didn't bring anything with us, and the price, you know, you started weighing the options of price, right? Carrying some monthly plan for the both of us was really ridiculous, and you know, we've spent less than probably 1 month's worth of health insurance in the 8 months we've been in Mexico. So to us, this has been our experience. We have no need for health insurance. So again, you gotta do what you gotta do for yourself.
Yeah. Crystal, wave to our fans. That's our friend Crystal. She lives in our neighborhood. We happened to catch her out today. We ran into her on the beach, decided to hang out. So here we are. Another topic that is often brought up in the comments is about how do you find a place to live for an extended period of time? And this was our experience and ended up being the best option for us. We started out on Airbnb to find a place to stay at for a short period of time, because once you get here, you can get in touch with some realtors after you have explored the city and know what neighborhood fits you the best. For some people, they want to be over here on the beach side so that they can walk to the beach, where other people may have a tighter budget where it's more affordable to stay on the Colonia side. And some people just want to live more like the locals, which was what we wanted to do. So that's why we chose to stay over on the Colonia side. We do have some connections, some people who have a lot of rental properties available and can help you to find one. So if you know you're coming down here for a period of time and want to connect with them beforehand, or maybe you've traveled down here before and you know where you want to stay, they can definitely help you online and stuff like that before you get here, or connect with you once you do get down here and show you some places while you're staying in your Airbnb. And we'll drop their information down below in the description, and also put their information here on the screen underneath us.
So some things to consider about when you're looking for housing here. Think about, you know, the time frame you want to be here, because obviously the longer you stay and the longer you sign a lease for, or the longer extended period of time your lease, the more you're going to be able to negotiate price, the cheaper you're going to get. There's also the high season and the low season here in Puerto Morelos. We're actually in the low season right now, so during high season the prices are going to be even higher. Another thing to consider is where you are located in the city is where, as far as transportation goes. Fortunately, Dawn and I have our car, so we're able to get around with that with very ease. What a lot of people do is bicycles. Bicycles everywhere here, which is, you can rent them for very inexpensive for a monthly rate, daily, weekly, whatever you want. They also have the Colectivo, which is the public, like, little bus system that runs throughout Puerto Morelos. There's a lot of other videos that exist in Puerto Morelos that people made about the Colectivo, and there's also the cabs. And then, of course, there's just simply walking everywhere. So there's a lot of things to consider when you're coming to Puerto Morelos, and again, it's all about what your lifestyle is going to dictate how you want to live.
Yeah, our friend Michelle from Paper Maps made a video about riding the Colectivo, so we'll link her video here as well, so you can know what that's all about.
Very inexpensive way to get around the city.
Last but not least, we do want to drop in some information here for any of you who are looking to have either temporary or permanent residency. We don't have any experience with that, but our friend Crystal has some folks that she recommends that are very helpful and very knowledgeable about the situation. So we'll drop their information here. It'll also be in the description box below. So if you need more information on that, reach out to those people and they'll be able to help you out.
Yeah. So guys, appreciate you sticking with us. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please do, because it really helps out our channel and it's helping us grow. And give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment. Ask us any questions or anything that we might have missed. We're happy to help and share our experiences with. So next time, guys.
Peace.